going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni.
Asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there.
They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke, this really silly joke.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are no strangers to Hollywood's spotlight. For years, they've been seen as the industry's golden couple. Witty, charming, and seemingly untouchable. But that illusion, it's starting to crack. And fast. Hollywood insiders are now whispering about a silent blacklisting happening right before our eyes.
So Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were the hot topic of conversation among guests at Saturday Night Live's
Blake's latest legal war, a career-defining PR disaster, and a shocking betrayal. This is how one of Hollywood's most powerful couples may have just lost everything. It was supposed to be a nostalgic celebration, the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. An event filled with Hollywood's biggest names, reminiscing about decades of iconic sketches. But for Blake and Ryan, it turned into an unmitigated disaster. The couple made a surprise appearance, smiling, laughing, acting like they didn't have a care in the world. But here's the problem. Blake was in the middle of a highly publicized legal battle. And this wasn't just any lawsuit, it was one that had deeply serious accusations attached to it. Her presence at SNL, it sent the internet into an absolute frenzy. Why? Because her team had been working tirelessly to frame her as a victim. Yet, here she was, carefree, glowing, and cracking jokes. It didn't add up.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
And the backlash? Immediate. People flooded social media, calling her out for playing both sides. How could she claim distress in a lawsuit while parading around like nothing was wrong? But the real damage? It wasn't just public opinion. It was legal leverage. Because Blake's biggest opponent in court? He was watching, and he was about to strike back. At the center of this Hollywood meltdown is Blake's ongoing legal war with actor-director Justin Baldoni. The details of the case are explosive, but here's the short version. Blake filed a lawsuit accusing Baldoni of misconduct on set. She claimed unethical behavior, manipulation, and an unsafe working environment. But Baldoni, he fought back, hard. Not only did he deny the accusations, but he flipped the entire case on its head. His legal team's response? Ruthless.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that. And so it surprised.
They argued that Blake's lawsuit was nothing more than an elaborate PR stunt, an attempt to control the narrative and cover up her own unprofessional behavior. And guess what? The SNL appearance played right into their hands.
Justin Baldoni's lawyer has some choice words about it all.
Baldoni's lawyers wasted zero time in using it as evidence, arguing, if Blake Lively was truly suffering, why was she laughing on national television? And then, Ryan Reynolds made everything worse. Ryan Reynolds is known for his humor. It's his brand. But sometimes, timing is everything. And during the SNL appearance, he made a joke that would cost him dearly. When addressing the lawsuit in a roundabout way, Ryan smirked and said, "Hey, it's not like anyone here's been in a lawsuit before, right?"
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
It's the it's SNL 50-year anniversary. And or Saturday night, whatever. Ryan Reynolds stands up and she's like, "How's it going?" He's like, "Good. Why? What have you heard?" And it was all ha 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 ha.
The room, dead silent. The internet exploded. What was supposed to be a harmless joke turned into a PR nightmare. People were outraged. Some called it insensitive. Others called it calculated. But one thing was clear. Blake did not see it coming. Her expression? Frozen. This was not the reaction she needed in the middle of a courtroom battle. It was a gift to her opponents. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, they did. Blake's latest film, It Ends With Us, was already in trouble. The production was a disaster. Fans hated the casting. The wardrobe was mocked. And the movie's overall direction? Questionable at best. But behind the scenes, things were even messier. Sources leaked that Blake had ongoing tensions with Baldoni, who was directing the film. Reports surfaced that Blake was refusing to take direction, causing unnecessary delays and making the set environment toxic. And then, Baldoni dropped the receipts. In a move that nobody saw coming, Baldoni's legal team filed a massive court document, 168 pages long. And inside, screenshots, emails, and behind-the-scenes footage. Baldoni wasn't just defending himself, he was exposing Blake. The evidence suggested that Blake wasn't the victim she claimed to be. Instead, it painted her as manipulative, controlling, and playing the system for sympathy. And as soon as these documents surfaced, Hollywood's attitude started to shift. One of the biggest red flags in Hollywood, when people stop talking about you. And for Blake Lively, the silence is deafening. Hollywood A-listers began quietly unfollowing her. Brands started pulling back. Even Colleen Hoover, the author of It Ends With Us, distanced herself from the drama. And as for Ryan, he's been noticeably quiet. The narrative had flipped. Instead of Hollywood rushing to defend Blake, the industry was slowly erasing her. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Suddenly, Blake started claiming she was being harassed, that the media was unfair, that she was being attacked. But the internet wasn't buying it. Critics pointed out the obvious. If she was so traumatized, why was she at SNL? Why was she still making public appearances? Her actions didn't match her words.
First public appearance for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds since she filed her civil rights complaint.
They're sort of radioactive. In one breath, Blake Lively is saying she was the subject of serious sexual harassment during the filming of It Ends With Us, and now they're making light of it on SNL's 50th reunion show. So tonally, it does seem off, and I can imagine people just wanting to stay away from it. You're going to catch shrapnel if you get involved in this drama at this point.
Contradictory. I mean, that behavior contradicts your argument that you want a fair trial and you don't want this to play out in the court of public opinion, yet you're standing in front of a room of celebrities on a national television show.
And then came the ultimate humiliation. A brutal call-out from Brian Friedman, one of the top legal analysts.
I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have because the truth should be out there.
In Hollywood. His take? Blake just destroyed her own credibility. While Blake was scrambling to fix her image, Baldoni did the opposite. He went silent. He stepped away from the spotlight. He let the evidence speak for itself. And guess what? It worked. Public opinion shifted dramatically. Blake and Ryan looked like they were grasping for relevance. Baldoni, he looked like the true victim. And if this case ever goes to trial, that contrast will be devastating. So what happens now? Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds once ruled Hollywood, but today, their empire is crumbling. If this lawsuit continues, Blake might lose everything. And Ryan? He may not be able to save her this time. Hollywood is watching, and so are we. What do you think? Is Blake Lively truly the victim here? Or is Hollywood finally seeing her true colors?